Round the bend now and then. Round the bend now and then. Matt brings it back again. Local history fresh and true. Round the bend now and then.
That's right. Local historian Matt Emery in studio for a new feature I absolutely love. We're learning so much about the place that we call home.
If you've ever driven through downtown Mishawaka, you probably admire the beautiful Beiger Mansion.
Yes.
Yeah.
At 317 Lincoln Way East. Today, it is an absolute stunning bed and breakfast and event venue. But for nearly 40 years, this grand mansion has served a very different purpose. The mansion, it was built in the early 1900s by Martin and Susie Beiger. Now, Beiger is a popular name around Mishawaka. A few things are named after them. He made an absolute fortune with the Mishawaka Woolen and Rubber Manufacturing Company, which became the famous Ball Band Rubber Company. And that was located where present-day Buter Park is at in Mishawaka. That was all old industrial buildings right there. That was the heart of how Mishawaka started, was right there.
Oh, and what's so cool is that you're wearing a shirt right now that literally has the old logo
Yes,
on
ma'am.
it, which is great. Shout out in Rugco.
Shout out in Rugco, Studio and Gift Shop, Mishawaka Avenue, across from Central Park. Well, Martin Beiger was an absolute baron here in Mishawaka. He was Mishawaka's first millionaire. By the turn of the century, he was a millionaire. The Beigers planned this grand mansion, bigger than anything that the area had seen, Mishawaka had seen. It had a ballroom, a bowling alley, a massive pipe organ, gardens, and all the latest conveniences. But just months after construction began in 1903, Martin died from complications from appendicitis.
Oh, no.
No.
He didn't even get to enjoy it.
Did not get to enjoy it. So Susie completed the mansion, and she lived there until her death in 1927. And during those years, she became one of Mishawaka's great social hostesses. I mean, she filled that mansion with elegant parties, music, and she was a world traveler, so there's all types of treasures from around the world in the mansion. But here's the part that it gets me. So Martin and Susie never had kids, so she had to sit down and write her will and decide what would become of this 22,000 square foot mansion. She could have sold it, she could have left it to relatives, but instead, she did something amazing. After caring for her own elderly mother in her final years, Susie realized how important it was for older women to have a place where they can live with dignity. So she directed that her mansion become a residence for elderly women. I mean, here's this mansion. It was built for lavish parties and entertaining. It would become a place where women could spend their final years, just surrounded by comfort and beauty, you know? To make sure it would succeed, she didn't just leave the house. Susie Beiger established a $200,000 trust. That's the equivalent of $4 million today, to ensure that those women would be cared for.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Yeah.
So in 1930, the Beiger Home for Old Ladies opened its door. That's what it was called. The Beiger Home for Old Ladies.
Why did we find that so humorous?
The Tribune said it was as good as any finest hotel. It had all the beautiful furnishings, the rooms, the outstanding meals, and every comfort. And the goal was to create a home, not an institution.
Wow.
What's wild is, if accepted, they had to pay a $1,500 membership fee, and they had to contribute 1/2 of their assets up to $5,000. It was a lot of money at the time, but after that, they lived absolutely expense-free for the rest of their lives. Their room, meals, clothing, medical care, and even funeral expenses were covered. It was a home for elderly women until 1967. Isn't that
awesome.
wild?
That's so cool.
And then after that, it literally almost got tore down, almost got demolished. They were going to make a parking lot out of that beautiful home.
What?
There was a devastating fire in 1975 that pretty much shelled it down to its stone exterior. And thankfully, that's not where the story ends. Today, thanks to restoration by Ron Montandon and Dennis Slade, the Beiger Mansion is one of the most beautiful bed and breakfasts in our region. So next time you drive past it, think about Susie Beiger, a woman who spent her life hosting elegant parties in one of Mishawaka's grandest homes, but whose greatest legacy wasn't the mansion itself. It was her decision to transform that mansion into a place where more than 100 women would live out their final years with dignity. Isn't that cool?
That's so cool. Matt Emery, thank you so much. He is the host of Round the Bend Now and Then podcast. You can find that and more treasures when you search for the best of the B100 Morning Show. Different episodes, as he talked about the zoo. He's talked about Storyland Zoo at Rum Village, and more to come. There's so much history in the place that we call home. So thanks so much, Matt, with Round the Bend Now and Then.